I always wondered how people started smoking crack. I guess nothing in seeing what crack does to people that would make me want to go smoke crack.
Good day, good people. This is the Holla the Truth podcast, brought to you by yours truly, Holla the Truth. Giving you the truth for the future, the present, and the past. But I gotta ask, can you handle it?
What the fuck is up? Back at it again. Holla the Truth podcast with my special guest, Miss Dreeze. You can finish the rest of the name.
Oh yes, of course. You already know, man. It's Dreeze Tha Blaq Barbie, the hostess of spirituality. I'm hostess. I'm Hopra, the talented, intuitive, the broad, the bitch, the boss, all that shit. So what's up with y'all?
What y'all say? Period.
And that's on period. You already know.
So give the people some background on who you are, where you from, how you grew up, I guess.
Again, it's Dreeze, baby, I am originally from the Bay Area, born in Oakland. I'm really a city girl, though. You feel me? I'm from the city, Valencia Gardens, San Francisco, to be exact. But also, you feel me? But also, my second home is in Las Vegas, Nevada. So, but really, honestly, y'all, I'm an alien. Like, I don't even identify with none of this shit. I'm just here trying to raise the frequency. You know what I mean? So,
I feel you. How was your upbringing? 2-parent household, single mom, single dad?
Ooh, that was complicating. So, unfortunately, I lost my mother at 6. My mom was a single mama. From there was shit. I did foster care for some years. I was adopted by a family member. I emancipated at 17. And shit, been on my own since 17. Nigga, senior year, I went home to my own spot. So it's just been up from there. I'm a new mama too. You feel me? So I'm a mother of a monster. He's about to be 3 in a couple weeks. So, the journey, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, but it's been lit. It's been up and down, but it's still a beautiful struggle.
You made it out the terrible 2s. That's why you call it.
No, I feel like 3 is getting worse. Like, no, he just started telling me no this past week. He's like, you don't know your mama a gangster. Like, I'm trying to do the gentle parenting thing that they have online, but like my mama from New Orleans, like my grandma, she was the disciplinary. Like we got belts and bats and broomsticks and shit. So like
statute of limitations. Right.
I'm like, where was CPS in the 90s? Because that shit was. We should have been taken. Like, yeah, it's different. It's different. So I'm trying to heal childhood wounds and trying to like repair generational shit. You know what I mean? But it's like, when you come from like black parenting, it's kind of hard because like the first reaction is like, I'm gonna beat your ass. No, wait.
Right.
Let me walk away real quick. Let me breathe.
Slap the fuck out of you. Yep.
What?
I know the feeling. I ain't never had to whoop my son though, so that's a blessing. There was
I don't
one
want
time,
to.
and then it wasn't even his fault, but there was just like one time that it was some disciplinary action involved. Not necessarily a whooping like we used to get.
Yeah, we got our asses whooped.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So like that's another thing about myself. So I am an advocate. So I work for a nonprofit where we work with victims and survivors of various traumas. So I'm in and out of trainings all the time just to become a better advocate. And we had this child abuse training.
Right.
As a black. Wait, so y'all parents didn't beat y'all? Wait, this was normal. Wait, this is abuse? Oh, so I'm actually like it's liberating, and it's also there's a flush of emotions because it's like you have to sit with like, yo, like this is not normal. But also like because I'm aware of these things now as a parent, I'm more aware of my actions. Like I don't want to, because that is abuse, and like I don't want to be his first heartbreak. I got a little black boy. I got a little chocolate black boy, and I'm very intentional about how I raise him. So I don't want to be his first heartbreak. I don't want to be his first hater. But he's of my bloodline, so he don't listen. Like, how do you, like, as a dad, like, how, like, I'm not a mother, you feel me? And I would never, like, as a single mom, I know that I can never teach my son to be a man. That is not, and his father is like present, but I'm still, dad is a cool parent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and like, how do you like,
I think it's a thing with like the man voice.
No, I believe
like, have you ever seen like in the Lion King when Simba was trying to rawr, and then his pops came behind him and hit him with the rawr.
That was it? Do it again.
I think it's a thing for kids to like just naturally adapt to that idea of like
it's a vibration though.
Yeah,
it's a vibration though. That's a dominant ass vibration.
That. So
I've been trying to run.
Cause he know, like my son, he jokes. He's like me. He's a jokester. He gonna play around and joke and whatnot. But when he hear that voice, he know, all right, time to tighten up. He on bullshit. Yes, I am. So chill, bro.
You know, my son do not take me serious at all. He like, all right,
I took my mom serious up until a certain point. I'm pretty sure as a kid, like I was probably a little intimidated by my mom. But as he got older, I just kind of let her have that. And all right, you intimidated me.
No,
I'm gonna have to tase him. I'm scared of whoopings.
I'm gonna have to tase it. I'm not gonna.
As a high schooler, go ahead, get your job done. Literally gonna hurt you more than it's gonna hurt me, but you got it.
No, I was telling my brothers, like, I'm gonna have to tase him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Fucking, like, cause he gonna grow taller than me and shit like that. It's deeper. No. All right, I got something for you.
Yeah. Nah, I've been dreading the moment I'm gonna have to chip him or his brother for sure. His brother's about to be 16, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna get to a point where I'm gonna have to chip one of them. And
well, hopefully not.
Hopefully not. But being a man and knowing what boys and men and boys growing into men get into, it might be a moment where one of them feel a little bold. I'm 90% sure it's gonna be my little dude, the youngest. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be the one I'm gonna have to
say
chip
the second boy is the one that's the most with the shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely probably have to chip.
So like, cause like when my brothers, like the lineup, I'm the only girl. I got 8 brothers,
Jeez.
and I'm number 4 out of everybody. So I'm kind of the middle, but like really as the only girl, I really grew up as the only child, and like just with how my upbringing was, like of course these aren't all both of my parents' kids. So my mom had 5, and then my pops had the other 4, and it's complicated. I was daddy's Navy, so but I have a relationship with all of the siblings. Like the boys, they really don't groove with each other like that. Like they have like the only child complex. It's kind of weird, but I make sure I have a relationship from the oldest to the youngest. So like the youngest, he's about to be 14 this year. Like fuck. Like what was y'all parents? Y'all don't want to think about y'all parents like having sex and shit like that, but like y'all had a house full of kids and like
why more, right?
But like when. That's my fucked up mindset. When did this even happen? Because all the times we thought y'all was in a bathroom, like having a like important conversation or something.
They was having important conversations.
Dad, what's up? chill. But
definitely doing that.
Growing up around men, like that's like that as the only girl, I still had like I grew up as the only child too. So. But I still like, I don't know, I guess I'm the nurturer of the clique. So it's like, and our moms passed. So like my mom's kids, like my brothers, I'm the go-to. Like my oldest brother's like, I don't want to hear this. Like, you don't have to tell me about your love life. I don't care about your sexual encounters this week. Like I can do without all of that shit. But,
yeah, I've never heard about any of my sister's sex life. I'm the oldest, like, I guess biological. I'm the oldest of 5, but my dad had 3. My mom has me and my youngest sister. Yeah.
But that's how you shut the conversation off. As a girl, like all I have to say is my period, and they're like, oh.
Nah, I'm cool with having a conversation, but me and my dad's kids aren't as close as we probably should have been. Obviously, for obvious reasons. You know, my dad got murdered when I was 4, so that kind of derailed that. And I don't think parents, our parents are young, so they were still young-minded in the times to, have us getting together and doing shit as brother and sisters, was big brother and sisters. So that's their own, they social dynamics was a little different than what we have going on now, where we should be able to communicate and talk, but just doesn't quite.
Yeah, it's the distance. Like that definitely did that for us. But I feel like just me being a feminine energy and like of course like by nature we're the nurturers and shit like that. So I always felt like the responsibility to tap in and shit like that. But like y'all masculine was like, I don't know. Like I feel like the same thing happened with us. Is like we had to split up because of the situation. So it was like who you were close to is who you were close to. And like family get-togethers, of course it's the kids, but like at the same time, I don't know. Like everybody is close to who they're close to. So
it happens.
Yeah.
So getting into this interview, sure we got a lot of story from you. Some shit that
it goes like my roots go deep, like, and yeah, it's been a journey, but it's been beautiful at the same time. So
I feel you. So what do you feel like your gift to the world is, or like your expertise?
Okay, so one thing I am, and I was thinking about this actually on my way here and stuff like that, like what I could add to the conversation. But the thing about myself and where I stand out and what makes me different is I am aware of my purpose and why I'm here. Because I do a lot of soul searching. I do a lot of shadow work. That's what we call in the spiritual community. I'm highly spiritual, tapped in, goddess energy only, you feel me? But I am here. I'm a healer. I've always been a healer. And now I understand it more. I understand a lot of the pain that I went through, a lot of the situations I went through is because I've came out of all of it. Like, and it's helped me grow. And I am supposed to take all of those situations and help other people grow out of their situations. So I'm here to heal humanity. I'm here to raise the frequency, period. So
I feel you. That's good. Healers. Do you think that taps into like a savior's complex? Do you feel like you have to save people?
No, because fuck people. I'm a Capricorn too. Okay, so like I'm heavy in my healing energy.
Well, I'm a Capricorn, but I got like a savior's complex.
I feel like our shadow side, the shadow side of a Capricorn is very like self-focused. Like it's
facts.
Us versus everybody. Fuck y'all. But I'm also in my spiritual and my healing journey. There's a time to be selfless and there's a time to be selfish. And I'm gonna throw out like a few innuendos or whatever. I'm a poet, I'm a writer, so and I love quotes, so I do relate in those ways. But yeah, like we have to. Okay, so sorry, I got kind of lost, but the highest frequency is authenticity, right? So to be your authentic self is to accept every aspect of yourself from the highest to the lowest. So like, yeah, I can be a bitch. You know what I mean? Like I can be moody, I can be, but I'm also a goddess. You know what I mean? Like I could be petty, but I'm also like, I'm the voice of reason. So I'm just in a point in my life where I honor whoever I want to be that day. Like sometimes, like I'm a hard worker. I'm always like, I feel like I validate myself by the things that I offer to people and what I have to offer the world, right? But I have to honor some of those days. You need to lay the fuck down. You need to sit the fuck down. Like you don't have to be everything to everybody. So when you get into that selfish season, yeah, fuck everybody, and that's on my body. That new Kendrick album, that was my shit. But
for sure.
But that's okay. And I feel like when it comes down to that has to be okay. Like if I want to be in service to everybody, yeah. But if I don't, then that has to be okay too. Like shit.
If you don't service yourself first, how can you service anybody else?
And I had to like learn that because like it was the opposite. Like I felt like I'm not okay if y'all ain't okay. How do you feel? I don't know. How do you guys feel? That's how I feel. You know what I mean? And I had to learn, like, I feel like I had to deal with my own personal karma with being so self-serving. Like, I hit my rock bottom, and I had to, like, chalk it up to, like, this is really a reflection of you not loving yourself. Like, you really overloved to everybody else and ignored every aspect of yourself. So I'm kind of like, not kind of, but I'm heavy in, like, this aspect of my life, honoring all those aspects, but pouring into myself now. Like, and I don't mind being a villain. Like, I tried to be the princess and y'all didn't appreciate that shit. So the villain, fuck it.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right.
So be it.
I seen a little bit of the villain side.
What? No, the fuck you haven't. Trust me, you have not. Like,
From my own perspective.
It's like, let me tell you.
It's so what inspired you, like, to continue your path, or what inspires you?
Oh, my pain. I can't, like, none of this shit is in vain. Like, at my worst, I always told myself while I was in that energy, it was like, it's for the better. Like, you're going through this because there's something greater. And like I said, like, my childhood, I was in foster care at some points. Like, I was living with different family members, and I feel like my mentality I always had, if I'm like driving through like a rich neighborhood, or I don't know, I always like was fascinated with architecture and like really expensive shit. And it's not on no material shit, but I just love nice shit. I love nice things. And like, I never felt like I needed to steal for anything. Like, I always felt like that's something that I'm supposed to have. So I always like, my drive is to have the best. Like, even at my worst, nigga, I know it's because it's supposed to build me up. And I just always had that inner knowing that, like, okay, this is a minor setback. It's a minor setback, but the bounce back is about to be crucial. So
I feel you. I love that for you. More people need to take heed to that. You know, sometimes the storm you in isn't always the end, and we like to think that where we're at in that moment is everything.
no, but that's the beginning, dog.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
like, people. I want more people to know that it's not it's the fucking beginning. Like, if you allow yourself to understand that, like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
One thing always, analogy that I like kind of came up with, a concept I should say, is more so, you can't build a foundation on top of another one. You gotta break that motherfucker down. If you want to rebuild a house, you gonna have to break that shit down to the foundation. You know what I mean? And I feel like energetically and like cosmically, that's what a lot of us are going through. A lot of faulty foundations are pummeling, and it's because it's time for a new beginning. You know what I mean? And like, I know as a woman and being amongst women are scared of new beginnings. Girl, if you don't let that shit go.
In general.
Yeah, people are like, you know, people hate the unfamiliar. You know, it's cool. Oh, thank you. People fear the unknown. You know what I mean? But in the darkness, that's where growth starts. You know what I mean? Like, as a seed, when you're planted, you're in the dark. You know what I mean? And like, like I said, like throughout this, I'm gonna like spit out some quotes and shit like that. But like, it's like the analogy of like, when you were planted, you thought that you were buried, but really you were planted as a seed. You know what I mean? Like, it was for growth. So I'm all for that shit. Like, I've had to tackle enough darkness to where, like, if I would have let that shit let me buckle, I wouldn't be me. You know, I would have been dead. I would have been in the worst situation. So, and I'm tough, nigga. Like, I do not what? Like, I don't let anything dominate me energetically. Like, what do you mean bully? Like, what do you mean this person took this from? No, like, they only take from you what you allow them to take. You know what I mean? Like, if you recognize it as a lesson, it'll build you up. You feel me? So it's all energy at the end of the day.
So you kind of touch basis on the next question. Like, what are some of the biggest obstacles you had to overcome to get here?
Ooh. Yeah.
Here, where you are today.
Today, Let's see, ego. That's the biggest motherfucker.
Ego is the
ego, perfection, ego. I've been homeless. I am a single mother, and just talking about this dynamic with my younger cousin recently, that was a big ass energy to tackle, because it was like a having to accept that I can't control the weather. Whether you show up or not, I still got a job to do, and my kid is he's great. You know what I mean? So like at newborn stage, are you coming? I know it's your day off. Like, I'm not doing none of that shit now. Like, if I don't even talk to you for months, it's cool. My son's great. You know what I mean? So I feel like, but then that also doesn't take away from me as a parent or as a woman, because I spent my pregnancy alone, and like his father is present in his life, but mom is dada. My son just started calling me mommy 2 weeks ago. Like, I've been dada for like. I'll call him dada. So he was just repetitive. Yeah, he's like, good morning, dada. Dada. And now that he don't say it no more, I'm kind of sad, because like, it was cute. But I'm like the dominant figure, so it's just like, regardless of whether this nigga show up or not, but I can't let that control my mood or make me feel like less of a person, because I feel like we allow other people's actions to dictate how we feel about ourselves, and fuck them. Like, it's actually it's a personality flaw in them. You know what I mean? So I'm really big on taking my power back. I don't like a motherfucker having energetic dominance over. Yeah.
So you a top, you not a bottom.
Oh, what are we talking about? You can go either way. Hold up. No.
So is that like the biggest thing? Your ego?
Yeah.
Those obstacles.
Like I said, like I poverty, depression, grief. Ooh, grief. Because I feel like grief broke me. I had a domino effect of losses. I lost a child. I lost my mom at a young age, but my child, the sibling that I was the closest to, a best friend, and like my first love, which was like my best friend. Like, we all grew up together, and the people that, if I came to California to visit from Vegas, like, these are the only 3 people that I hang with, and he's not motherfuckers, but these motherfuckers like died back to back to back.
I know one.
Yeah, like that shit was like, I'm very proud that I'm in a clear consciousness now, and I chose to work on myself instead of that. Shit, that's how the motherfuckers end up on the side of the street type shit. You know what I mean? Like on the side of the highway begging for shit. Like,
I always wondered how people started smoking crack. Like, it's nothing in seeing what crack does to people that would make me want to go smoke crack. Like, shout out to the recovering addicts and people. No shade. I personally don't see how you could go smoke some crack.
No, I have those same thoughts. Like, what was the fuck it moment? Like,
Yeah,
it's
like,
not even just
what-
crack. Like,
what
heroin,
took it there to just
meth. Like,
Fuck
it's just like, fuck,
heroin's a different story.
That's still like, I'll call those life changing drugs. Like meth, heroin, crack. Like, what the fuck? What was that night where you?
Heroin was supposed to help people, so crack is a whole different thing.
What?
It's
Heroin's supposed to help people.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to school me, because I'm like, what the fuck?
That was some medical shit. That wasn't
Okay.
really what it cracked out to be. No pun intended. But crack is like, my nigga, they didn't know what it was. Like,
But that's what it was. Okay, so I feel like when it's coming to crack, I feel like, because we're hyphen women teens, so I feel like that was like the ecstasy. That was the blue dolphin of the 80s.
no, nigga. We are not.
For them, because they didn't have that yet, you know?
Nah, they had coke, nigga. They was doing coke. We gonna stay there with that.
But I think it was the cheaper part of it too. But you know what though? Like, okay, and so I'm gonna take this unserious for a second, because I was just in a Black Panther museum on Friday afternoon, and while I'm reading through the text, that's why, because we were so like conspiracy my ass, like that shit was really put in our communities because we were so structured.
This whole fucking country's fucked up. They're gonna flood the ghetto with cheap dope. We're gonna start in the warehouse where I took you that time, but you just don't know what's going on. This thing, it's bigger than you and me. The Panthers are dead. They killed you. You just don't know it.
Nigga, like, gun laws were put in place because we started arming ourselves, because we started protecting our own fucking communities. So,
Well, is it loaded?
I tell you, officer, it wasn't, but now it is.
Ooh, them's a badass nigga. Now, for the last time, boy, what do those guns mean?
They mean, pig, that the Black Panther Party declares you try to brutalize our community, you try to take our weapons. We'll shoot you, man.
Back.
Jesus, I think I done died and gone to heaven.
so, nigga, the best thing that y'all can put, which it was the worst thing for us, but like, nigga, like the higher ups, not to give it to them, but, and I'm getting chills because I feel like this is a very touchy,
subject,
yeah, very
sure.
touchy thing to even say, but like, nigga, they knew what the fuck they were doing. You know what I mean? Like,
What matters is that Mr. Tynan's clients and the Bureau have come up with a solution to our Panther problem.
Final solution, you might say.
Are you sure that you can control the product? Can you assure us that this will not get out of hand?
Of course. Our clients have vast experience in these communities. It's just a matter of degrees. You give us free reign of the ghetto, we solve your problems. I'll assure you one thing. The pacifying qualities of heroin are quite formidable. Junkies' politics are not like yours and mine. I'll even read the future for you. Very soon, the jigaboos, no offense, the jigaboos will be wanting this stuff so bad they'll be running around trying to sell, they'll be blowing each other's brains out.
It's not a racial issue, it's a matter of law and order.
Of course, at any rate, we just set them up and we step back.
When can you get it out in the street?
like, y'all really broke down, y'all dismantled the black man and the black household. And like, really, what is the black household without a black man? You know what I mean? So it's like, either like these men have fell victim to the prison system, or they are addicts. You know what I mean? And then you have the black mama, and now she's a black bitch. You know what I mean? Like, it's levels to the shit. Like, so like when I'm in there and shit like that, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm reading through shit, I'm like, yo, before I left out of the museum, I'm like, I need a shotty. I need a Glock. I need a few things. You know what I mean? I have a young black man in my house, and I don't want to have any weapons in there until I can teach him gun safety. But it's a revolution about y'all know who we got in office. Y'all already know what's at play. So it's like, what we about to do? Because I'm ready.
Yeah. So
For real.
two things on that. One, now being in the Bay Area for 17 years, I'm appalled by the amount of people that have never seen the Black Panther movie.
Well, I haven't. Well, I don't think I've seen the movie.
Not
I read about it,
Not the Black Panther shit that the media companies are trying to
The
promote.
Marvel, no.
The real Black Panther movie.
Okay.
It's a lot of names in there of people that, you know, were coming up at the time, like Kane from Menace to Society, that brother, the evil Dave Chappelle, as they call him, Dwayne Wayne from A Different World, Bobby Brown's in that motherfucker.
Oh, sure.
Ezell from Friday. Like, it's a lot of names in there. And
I've never heard of that movie.
yeah, it's a lot of people that have never heard or seen this movie. It came out in like the 90s or some shit. But it gives you that foundation of where the Black Panthers came from, why they started. Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. Let's correct that. But where they came from, how they started, what obstacles they had to go through, the tactics the government used to dismantle them. Like
26 Black Panthers have been arrested in Sacramento.
We lost Bobby, who had to serve 6 months for taking that wrong turn. And the Mulford Act eventually passed, so we lost the right to carry guns. But one thing we did get was worldwide attention. Yeah, disciplined niggas marching with guns. That got everybody's attention.
Like, it's a lot of information in that movie, and growing up in the Bay Area, I don't see how you haven't seen
I didn't even heard of it.
of it.
I've never heard of it.
It's been a bunch of people that have never heard of this.
I feel like the reason why I know about the power movement is because I went to a high school geared towards social justice. AA, shout out to June Jordan School for Equity in San Francisco, California. You feel me? It is actually considered a small school, but a small school is technically a branch of a charter school. You feel me? So it's college prep, but yes, college prep, but it's also built on social justice. So we had to do internships, and like I had an internship where I was working on Third in Bayview in San Francisco, working against police brutality. So I'm sitting in on like police commission meetings, and where I participated in like the longest march in San Francisco against police brutality when I was like 17 type shit. So like what we were taught wasn't in the actual textbook that was given to the state, right? So like I learned about like the real background of slavery and like the real the actual power movement. And when I was younger, I was just telling people, my coworkers, when we were in the museum, that like when I was 17, 18, like I would read Asada. I would read the story about Elaine Brown. Like anytime I felt down, I would read about the women who were like the faces of the power movement so that I can empower myself. You know what I mean? So I feel like what's important, nigga, we didn't get our rights from marching peacefully, my nigga. We didn't start getting our, and people don't understand that. And it's like what you guys are taught in the public school system, they putting Martin Luther King in, you know, bless that man. He did a lot for the culture, but nigga, our rights came from the other side. That's why they don't talk about Malcolm X. That's why they don't talk about Huey P. Newton. That's why they don't talk about Satellite, because that's where the right, nigga, we had to stand up and, so what's up? You feel me? Like, so,
and let's not get it misconstrued. Dr. King was preaching what he was preaching, but in the background, he was with the shit. He was ready for it when it came. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I heard this or read this, but it was some regret that he was feeling once he realized what he was preaching to our people. And Dr. Martin Luther King was definitely heavily armed.
It had to be.
And it wasn't always just to turn the other cheek. You know, it was kind of a social experiment that went wrong.
But you know, like, but it's like what they teach, like the generations is like, but it's, if that anger was evoked in us, then how unbreakable will we be? You know what I mean? So it was made to control and, you know, control the chaos, you know, so.
And now we got the energy directed towards the wrong way. We mad at the system, but we'd rather kill each other about it, which is fucking ridiculous. Not to say that it's just black on black crime, because crime is always race based. It's white on white crime. It's Mexican on Mexican crime.
But it's class based as well. Like it's heavily class based. So, and y'all know who we have in office. So it's like it's a bunch of like this man, motherfuckers voted for this man, and like, but he wasn't talking about us. He wasn't including us, in businessman or not, my nigga. He wasn't talking about our businesses, not our small black businesses.
They never include us.
So,
one, because we don't have the money to donate to the parties. The people that get changes are the people that can contribute.
No.
So, they made it easier to be gay than it was to be black.
Period.
No offense to that, but you know, the gay movement didn't have no leader. They just got shit done. Black, every time we have a leader, they end up with bullet holes. So I don't think we need a leader. I think we just need to come together at some point. I don't know what generation is going to be the ones to do it. Or if we're just so far detached from one another that we can't get there. But I hope one day we figure it out. I hope I'm alive to see it, but I doubt it. The way things.
But I mean, like, okay, so what I want to say to that while I'm on this platform is I was talking to a friend about this like the other day, because I always get into these conversations where black people like when we talk about black politics, and it's like, I don't understand why us. Understand why it's us. You feel me? We are the guys. We are the goddesses. We are mystical fucking beings. So of course, anything that we build, all the shit that we've overcome, you know what I mean? Like, it, like, they have to put in strategic they really have to sit back and have these underground meetings to hold back an entire race and being of a people. That's because of our greatness. It's not because if we wasn't shit, just like a coach, right? Like I always tell people, like if a coach sees potential in you, what the fuck that coach about to do? He gonna ride your ass.
You harder.
You feel me? So like black people, my chocolate babies, you feel me? And it's still Black History Month. You already know. Understand it's because of our greatness, because we are the guys, we are the goddesses, we are it. You know what I mean? So once we rise up and see that shit and don't because like all these tactics are to make us feel insecure and to hold us back into, you know, like I was reading something about how people felt when Martin Luther King was killed. And that was a big ass, you feel me? What they call it, a low blow. Because that was supposed to keep us like, okay, if they gonna kill him, then we should fall back. Nah, nigga, stand the fuck up. Period. And like, we're going in a time where we're gonna need to. So,
because before I had my, not to catch you.
No, you good. You got out there.
Before I had my son, it was a lot of that, police brutality. That's not limited to violence either. Let's not get that misconstrued. But it was a lot of that going on. Mike Brown, the Sandra Bland's, the Eric Garners, Trayvon, all of that was going on before I had my son.
It was heavy.
And they was talking about the marching and doing all of this, and I told them niggas to call me when y'all ready to go to war. I'm not finna march. I'm not with none of that. I was ready to go.
So can I ask you this? Because I feel like when the BLM was like very prevalent, I got into multiple conversations about this shit, even with like people of other races. And I know my thought process is different from most, but I'm gonna ask you first. Like, how did you feel about the whole BLM hands up, don't shoot movement?
I feel like we've been doing that shit and it ain't working. So the BLM movement, I really wasn't. It wasn't a thing to me.
I wasn't with that shit.
I didn't like the counter movements, Blue Lives Matter and all that shit.
All lives.
Like if you break
me too. Like, well, not to say because I am with like, shit. I'm gonna probably just bury myself with that shit. But it's just there were a lot of movements that came from the Black Lives Matter movement. Definitely. I
said we was preaching the wrong movement, but like if we say your elbow matters and you break your elbow. You don't come around and then say, "Oh, your knee matters too." Like, nah, because your elbow is the thing that's
right.
broken.
Like, your knee is fine.
On your knee,
the knee
your
is
elbow
fine.
is broke. So yeah, we get it, but the movement was to heighten awareness that our lives matter as well as everybody else's, not just.
It should have been an as well movement. Maybe it felt better. As well.
The movement we should have been was Stop Black Hate. Because the fucking Asians got shit done fast. Immediately. Stop Asian hate. Nigga, they stopped hating Asians in a week. They was on one.
They did that shit in 3 days. It was done. It was canceled.
But they had the funding for it. We not putting our dollars together.
Have you ever heard of the concept of the Asian being considered the, the model minority? They learned that in college.
Oh, yeah, of course. I didn't hear it in college, but I'm gonna leave that comment to myself. Never mind. Go ahead.
No, but I'm shit. We probably we can touch on the same thing, but it's just like there are who intimidates anybody who like that's what I'm saying. It's like our energy, like regardless of like how you try to. If a black woman or male walks into a building and they are the only black face in there, like you feel that energy when it walks in there. You know what I mean? Like, so you can be scared. Maybe it's the first time you've seen one. You know what I mean? Like, but either way, like, our energy is bigger than just the skin tone. You know what I mean? Like, our roots, our blood, like, our energy is bigger than anything. So, like, unfortunately, it makes sense to me on why the attacks. Because, like, if we all stood up and we all knew who in the fuck we were, nigga, like, come on now, this would be our shit like it's supposed to be our shit. Because it is our shit. You know what I mean? Like, this motherfucker. Like, we being too modest about this shit. This is our shit. So,
but to rephrase what I was saying, I have a better way of saying it. It seems like the Asians practice being white better than the white people. nowadays, like in America specifically.
Okay.
As far as what America is built on and how they want America to be, the Asians practice it even better than white folks. So I could see them being the model minority. It's stigmas against every other culture, every other nationality or race or whatever box you want to put that shit in. But when you practicing the founders of the country's ideas better than they are, of course you're gonna get the privilege that most don't get.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah. So
Feel me?
shout out to you. But once again, this is the Holla the Truth podcast, bringing you the truth for the future, the present, and the past. But I gotta ask, can you handle it?
You know most of them can't though.